Allow me to remind you that an epidemic of unknown origin has already eradicated a few genuinely distinctive towns in the northern part of the country. The cause and circumstances of these tragic events remain uncertain. There is a lot that we cannot explain yet. It appears as though the plague has a mind of its own, as if it is driven by some irrepressible will. Why else has no one managed to fight it successfully? Why does it target the most precious aspects of our existence? The sand plague picks its victims fastidiously, and the same principle always draws it back to whoever tries to oppose it. Surprisingly, we've yet to hear a single word from the powers that be.
Hello there everyone, and welcome to a new Let's Play with me, your host Tim. And today, we're going to start to play Pathologic together. There will be some prep here that you can skip by going down to the comments section down below, where there will be a link from me, or a comment from me, sorry, which will contain a link in it, which will, well, on YouTube, on BitChute it'll just be a timestamp, allowing you to jump ahead to where we don't talk about Pathologic. I'm imagining this prep should take maybe like 3 or 4 minutes absolute tops. We're going to talk about what Pathologic is while we're playing it, and any special things I'll be doing while we play it. And how far I got in it, assuming I played it before. So, what is Pathologic, Tim? That's a good question. I think Pathologic is a first-person survival horror game from my very, very brief time playing the game. We will have a choice between 2 different characters to select from, and then we will be going through the story from their point of view. I know very little about this game. I've played it for maybe 20 minutes. And the last time I actually played it was a long time ago. Let's see, does my game have dates? Oh, haven't even played on this computer. Wow. So it's been at least a year and a half then since I last fired up this game at all. Right. So I know that there's a time limit in the game, and that we have to do we would want to do certain tasks as the day progresses. Similar, I guess, like how Don't Starve works, and that time will run out, and then the story progresses, and that time is constantly moving forward. So, although I generally enjoy walking everywhere, I may jog in places, assuming I'm able to do that in this game, given that we have an actual time limit to do things. I know, as I just mentioned, I've only played the game for like maybe 20 minutes tops. I know very, very, very little about the game, and so, unlike most other games I play, where I tend to record the game from start to end before the first video ever even makes it up on my channel, that will not be the case here. I will probably be recording 1 episode at a time, and then uploading that video, and then waiting to see if I get any tips or advice from people as to things I might want to be doing. On that note, no spoilers for anything like any story-related things, but any tips on surviving would be really handy. I've avoided any such tips online because I really wanted to record this game blind with you guys. Now, for my first 20 minutes playing the game, I don't know if it's going to be a scary game, but it definitely is a bit odd or eerie. There's a certain weirdness to the surroundings that we find ourselves in, and the music. I remember the music of the game again, it wasn't really creepy, but it's odd. And I really liked my brief time playing it. And a heads up that if you've played Pathologic before, you should know that the first thing I did was, and the only thing I remember, was talking to the two people around the back of the house, telling them they needed to leave, getting into a fight, and dying to them. So that's all I remember about Pathologic, and that was like the first thing I did when I actually managed to find out how to get out of the house. So everything else will be new. Everything. And so I figured, well, we can at least start Pathologic. I'll play it for about an hour or so. We might get through the first day together, and if I've made some horrific mistakes, you guys can tell me, and I will try to make up for it in the following days. One last thing, and that is that if there's any text in the game, you can expect me to read all of it. I won't talk over any of the NPCs that are talking in the game. And unlike some other games I play where I don't talk at all because of horror games or atmosphere, I'll probably be talking the entire time for Pathologic or trying to come up with things to talk about. At least what I'm thinking is going on around me, what my character, how I would handle a situation if I was in this our doctor situation. Yes, because I'm going to pick the doctor, not the other young gentleman. And right, and that's about it. So I'm going to go check on my voice to see if everything came out okay. And assuming you guys can hear me over the music in the background, we'll be back to actually start Pathologic. So give me a few seconds to check this out. Hey everyone. Alright, I've increased the volume of the music a tad, and I've increased the voice volume significantly. There is no closed caption, from what I can tell, in the game. And so you're going to want to hear what everyone says, in case it's important, and there is voice acting in the game. I don't know if the entire game has voice acting, but I know some parts do. So, alright, so I think we're set. Let's go ahead and start a new game.
So, it's all about trickery to you? Wherever have you come from?
No. I detest trickery. But if we ourselves are to suffer deception, our hands are no longer tied. Where are we?
Well, the muscular contraction is there. Means we're already inside of him. This must be one of the ventricles, right here.
What a silly place. It's stuffed. So it's not real for now? I don't think it has started yet.
Does it matter what it's made of? It's definitely struggling. We need to perform Sectio Transversalis. Cut the wall. There's no other way out. What else is there to do?
I know what to do. Those who favor hard logic and direct action are bound to be misguided. Only a miracle can set us free without us having to destroy something. And I can do miracles. Just let me.
Will you please be quiet? You're a liar and a thief. Who is going to believe you when you keep lying to yourself? The truth is my shepherd. Whatever happens, I will find answers, and justice will be restored. I will perform the operation. Medica morbo adhibe.
Don't you go all bossy on me, clever clogs. You will act justly, but your justice will blind you and become his demise. This calls for the gentle hand of a surgeon. Step aside, both of you.
Your gentle hands are used to killing, not giving life. You will inevitably do harm. As for Brainy, he has no regard for casualties at all. Neither of you knows compassion.
Yes, it seems unlikely that we'll get along well. But there's only one truth.
Any choice is right as long as it's willed. That's the truth of the matter.
Only the heart will show you the right choice. Stop thinking about yourselves. Think of the sick. He's in pain. I can't see it yet, but I can feel it.
It's not even a trap. It's a grave. Subipsum funis sumus. Can't say I hold a soft spot for it.
I can see that. You're full of hate. Stuffed or not, it's breathing. I can hear it. It can be healed rather than killed.
You mean you won't become a killer? But you will. Mark my word, that's exactly what will happen. But I can avoid it.
No. We won't ever get along. I suggest we be on our way. The sooner the better.
Off we go then?
Let's go. The clock is ticking.
Okay, everyone. So, I don't know what to make of the introduction. I get the feeling that we're inside someone, and we represent like its immune system or something of the sort, based on the conversation that these people had. So now we have to choose one of the characters that was talking. We are unable to select the changeling. We have to beat the game once first in order to select her. I believe that the Hospecs here, the gentleman in the back, who she accused of being a murderer and or being capable of killing people and or has killed people in the past, I believe that he is a little more difficult to play than the Bachelor. From what I can tell, you start with most of the city or town we're going to find ourselves in against us at the start, as opposed to the Bachelor, the doctor that we had heard talking. And so we're going to play the Bachelor because I know nothing about this game, and again, I've heard he's a little easier than the Horsebrick, this guy who I can't pronounce. So let's go ahead and read about him, and then we'll select him. The history of humanity witnessed a number of catastrophes that have demonstrated without a shadow of a doubt the pettiness of human achievement and the triumph of the invincible evil. Outbreaks of infectious diseases that have from time to time wiped towns and cities off the map are undoubtedly among those. However smart and virtuous, the people caught up in these destructive events have repeatedly come to the conclusion that it's no use trying to fight these circumstances. The best you can do is bite the bullet and cope with your losses. This is the story of a person who has managed to work a miracle and defeat a seemingly unvanquishable foe.
Daniil Dankovsky, a Bachelor of Medicine, was brought here by circumstances most unfortunate. Dankovsky's life work, his theory challenging the existing notions of human mortality, is being harshly persecuted by the powers that be. Suddenly, a letter arrives from a colleague suggesting that there is previous undiscovered evidence which may support Dankovsky's claims. There is a settlement, the letter says, ruled by an extraordinary man who may well be seen as objective proof of Dankovsky's daring hypothesis. Grasping at straws of hope, Dankovsky decides to follow what he believes to be the sign of divine providence. Without further ado, he sets off for the settlement. Late at night, Bachelor arrives in the town. As he seeks room and board, he gets to know a girl called Eva Yan and stays at her place till dawn.
So I get... As of today, my mission remains obscure. The examination of Simon Kane, who is rumored to be a man of incredible longevity, may shake the very foundation of modern thanatology and challenge the existent notions of death itself. However, even if this undying Leviathan proves to be more than a fairy tale, the mere confirmation of his existence won't suffice to prevent the powers that be from shutting our laboratory down. I need to figure out the most fruitful approach. Simon is a well-respected man, and if he mistakes my interest for effrontery, it would be nigh impossible to convince him to help me break new ground in the field of human fatality. A lot of the writing in the game, I think, is like this. So, parsing this, what I think is going on is that we are trying to solve, I think, the problem of death itself. And there is someone here who has lived to be either like he's not dead, and he's lived for a very, very, very long time. And so we are here to, I guess, talk to him and see if it sounds like he might be a doctor and or might have some research into how he's lived so long. And so, and or maybe we can talk to him and he will allow us to take some blood samples or something of that sort to figure out how he has. That's, as far as I'm aware, I think that's what's going on here so far. Day 1, by the end of which the Bachelor finds himself battling a truly unvanquishable foe. Now here's our room, and I don't remember if things highlight, if we can look at them or not. That's a creepy person. Oh, okay. We'll have access to a microscope at some point. Interesting. There's a timer down here, so it's 6:03, and it's day 1. It looks like we have 1,430 coins on us. I didn't see anything highlighting, so I'm not sure. Can we look through this? We have a storage, but there's nothing in it. I see. So, oh, hello. So we have a certain amount of immunity. I suppose this goes down as we're I suppose if we eat healthy or take drugs or something of the sort, we can boost our immunity to be immune to a disease. We've learned that there's diseases around here. We're at full health at the moment. We're not hungry, we're not tired, and we have no infection in us. Now, I had a great deal of trouble finding the exit from this place last time. Let's see if I have that trouble again. I may very well. I recall that it's like right in front of me, the way out or something of the sort, but I don't remember where it is. Did you guys see it? I don't see it. That's not it. This is not it. It feels like there should be a staircase here somewhere that goes down. Oh, here it is. Yes, this door, this cleverly hidden door. Okay, let's head on. Yeah, oh, there is a stairs. Okay, so we must be in 3rd floor near the attic. Can we read her book? Okay, no. Well, let's talk to her. This must be Eva Jan.
I had a feeling you would come.
Did the sounds from the outside wake you up too? There was a terrible groan, and then something snapped loudly. I fell asleep so quickly I didn't even notice. It's like I fainted. So what sounds are you talking about? I think there are strangers in the backyard, by the pond. They're unlikely to be planning mischief, but I have a bad feeling about this. I'm afraid to go out to them. I hope they go away soon and stop disturbing our sleep. I'd like to thank you for your hospitality, for board and bed. I sincerely hope you have everything you need, because I'm very happy to have you here. Daniel, is it? How do you know who I am? glory is the messenger riding ahead of the man. A celebrity from the capital, Bachelor Dankovsky, the founder of Thanica, the man who challenges death. Of course we have heard about you. This glory is undeserved yet, but I hope that getting to know your ruler will give me a chance to live up to the expectations. Death. So that's the enemy you've chosen for yourself. Isn't it hard? Don't you think anyone has managed to defeat that evil yet? Oh, I don't think anyone has managed to defeat that evil yet. Millions of doctors defeat it on certain singular occasions, but my enemy is more fearsome. It is death itself, rather, than a singular case of death. I don't understand. I can barely understand it myself. Could death only seem inevitable to us, but in reality be nothing more than a whim of the will that had shaped this world? That is the question. So where is the key to my victory? I think this is us asking in a roundabout way where Simon lives. And indeed, we're looking to see if we can remove mortality, it looks like, from humans. And I think the only reason I was able to guess correctly about this a few minutes ago is because I've read this before. But it's been a few years. It's not far. The Canes live at the Crucible on Bridge Square. But could I please offer you a bit of advice? Go on. Simon has 2 younger brothers. The eldest of the 2, Gregory, is called the Judge by the locals. Visit him first. He isn't asleep. He'll teach you how to speak with Simon. The youngest of the 3 is Victor. His daughter, Maria, also wanted to see you. It's probably important. Was it she who knew about my arrival beforehand? Yes, she told me about it privately. Talking to her is no simple task. Maria is that kind of person. She puts on airs, but that's just how the Canes are. It was Maria who told me that she would help you defeat death. That's the precise wording. What a coincidence. All right. Thank you for the advice. Go, and I'll prepare everything for your return. Do come back after you speak to the Canes. They will probably do a lot of things that will puzzle you and put you on guard. I will have some advice that may be of help to you, if you need it. Okay, I'll come back. And now we have access to the map. Let's see if we can zoom out a little bit. So here is, as far as I'm aware, the entirety of the town. And I don't know if we can quick travel from place to place. I'm a little nervous to do that because I would like to actually walk around the town a little bit to show you guys what it's like. As you can see, it looks like there's a dock here. The Polyhedrion. I guess places of interest will be highlighted. The shelter it's a rather, yeah. I remember really getting confused by this game because it's a big town and we're on a timer and I felt so lost. I had no clue what I should be trying to do or where I should be trying to go. Wow, it's like every single, well, most of the buildings look like, well, maybe not even most of the buildings, but there's looks like there's dozens of places we could visit. Okay, so I think we are here at the moment. Simon Kane. Oh wait, no, we are here. Is that right? Wait, where are we? Where am I on this map? Am I at one of the certain places? The cathedral. 618. The mysterious Maria, Victor King's daughter, has been expecting my arrival for several days. She seems to know more about me than I do. So that must be where Maria is. This mansion, called the Stillwater, belongs to a single girl named Eva Yan. An accidental midnight encounter provided me with a lovely companion and temporary lodging. Yeah, she is kind of cute. I guess it's this arrow that represents where I'm located, and the circle must be because it's some place of importance. The time right there must be what time it currently is. Simon Kane, the man of improper longevity, is waiting for me here. I hope he sympathizes with my request. I only need living evidence of the impossible. Oh, what is this? Tonics? Food? Keys? So we have a map and we have another strange thing. Okay. Eyes, my inventory? I have a weapon. Scalpel. A large... Oh, and I don't think... Is time paused when I'm looking at that?
My bedroom is warmer than this place.
Wow! She's propositioning us. Well, we are a bachelor, and we'll stay that way at the moment. Wow. That's pretty epic art. I like it. Alright, everyone. Let's get started. And I think we'll get started by talking to these two strange-looking beings outside right here. They are, I believe, the tutorial, and will tell us a little bit about the world we're in and how to play. Halt! I'm going to have to teach you about the technicalities of the setting, the time, and the place. It's not essential, but that's just how it is. The actor has to be prepared before he goes on stage, or else he'll fall down the aisle or stumble upon the prompt box. That would look mighty silly. Wouldn't you agree? You're going to have to teach me. Aren't you forgetting your manners? My manners? There are different manners of life and thought, none of them mine. If everything goes awry, you'll get a chance to witness each of them. That is something you should probably try to avoid. As for now, please forgive my rudeness. I am in a special position here, and so I have the right to be blunt sometimes. And who are you? An actor in a tragic mime show. That's unimportant. Will you listen to me or not? I am listening. Time flies by. It can't be stopped or turned back. Nights follow days, which are then followed by nights. Things happen without any regard for whether you're there to witness them. Don't expect anyone to wait for you. Most events can be missed. Okay, so earlier, I had tried to describe the game as like, Don't Starve. No, that is incorrect. The game, I believe, is like Majora's Mask, in that there's a time limit ticking, and if things don't work the way that they should is a improper way to phrase it. But life goes on in this city, regardless of whether or not I am there. In other words, people aren't waiting around for me to meet them. They're not going to wait around to have me turn back in a quest. If some event occurs and this person's supposed to die, they will die. And if that means I don't have the quest to turn into them to stop that from happening, oh well. At least this is what I believe he is trying to get at. This is also going to make the game very difficult. I have heard that it's quite possible to fail the game almost immediately. I know I have died from the gentleman we will meet a few minutes from now. But this is also, I suppose at this point, I should quickly state one more thing I should have said earlier on. You should probably expect me to fail multiple times in this game. This isn't a game that I'm going to be save scumming either. We're going to keep all our actions, as much of it as I think we can, and like if we die on day 3 and it looks like there's no way for me to recover because like the disease is everywhere, or I'm in a situation where I've angered too many people and they're killing me when I walk outside, we will have to start over. So I will probably start over at most. We'll say 5 times, if only because I don't want this to be like a 6-month-long game, and so there might come a point in which I'm like, guys, we have failed, and that will be it. And no hard feelings to the game either, because I think this game is tough. Now, with all this said, remember as well that I'm trying to learn this game. I have not played this game for longer than a few minutes, and I did not do very well in those few minutes that I had played it, and this was like a 1.5 or 2 years ago. All right, and I'm babbling. With all that out of the way, let's continue learning about how the game works. And so it would make sense for you to visit the places that you care about regularly. You'll find the people that will play major roles in your fate there. They stand out from the common folk. The rest are just a crowd shot, a background, a bunch of extras. I like this. A nice way to say that named NPCs and locations they are in are important. Other people you see just walking around, don't waste too much time with them, because they're not going to impact the story very much. As it has always been. Indeed. Still, it's best to avoid hasty judgment. It's a paradox, you see. Don't try to care too much for the lives of these, bound to stand out people. And don't be too dismissive of the silent crowd. Both extremes will end in tragedy. Why is that? This world cares for your reputation. A fine and crucial instrument. Your reputation changes the world you see, for it is a mirror, wouldn't you agree? And so a bad reputation can get you into a lot of trouble. For example, oh, need I describe? You've got the vivid imagination. Everything changes, from mystical aspects to mundane things, like the people you need treating you badly. How many enemies you've got. How high the prices have rise. How bad your dreams are. Lots of things. A sorry prospect. So how do I maintain my reputation? Really? How is that even a question? Same as anywhere. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not betray. Do not steal. Do not covet. Do not be an asshole. Do not get caught. The rules are the same everywhere. A truly selfless deed, like risking something for thy neighbor, or even a person who lives quite far away, can help in a dire situation. I see. Really? Good for you, then. As for me, I can't see anything in this mask. I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, don't get too worked up about human lives, and don't put too much stock into another's words, mine included. He who trusts everyone is asking to be deceived. Yet he who trusts no one is deluded. I know that from experience. Venerable Bachelor, please be as so kind as to linger for a minute. This conversation won't take too much of your time, especially since time stops during dialogues. At least during the important ones. And our dialogue is extremely important. You need to know how to play, after all, don't you? Play? What are you talking about, Masked Man? I'm neither a gambler nor an actor. Of course you aren't. You're a living, breathing man, as is evident from your conditions and statuses. You experience hunger, thirst, and fatigue, and you suffer from pain, wounds, and diseases. You are so lifelike. You have to eat, drink, sleep, and rest, and to make mistakes. The latter being the most definite proof of my human nature. Wouldn't you agree? If I may, I would like to point out just how important it is to keep an eye on your condition. If you get dizzy or unnaturally sluggish, do have it checked up. Vital processes tend to run faster during emergencies than in everyday life. I knew a person who died of stress, but was diagnosed with starvation. It happens. I can testify to that as a doctor. Need I remind a wise man like you of the fact that hunger is sated with food? Food can be found in shops, and shops can be found in ordinary houses that are marked with specific signs. Sleep, however, is more complicated. People only sleep in beds, and only in private residences around here. I'm sorry, but that's just how our world is. Yes, the world is unjust. And quite silly, if you forgive me for saying so. Speaking of commerce, different shops sell similar items at different prices. Make sure you don't get cheated. People can be quite brazen around here. You can also barter with the folk out in the street. Some things may be nothing more than trinkets to you, but others would be willing to part with their life's blood for them. Blood? Yes, blood. It's not my place to lecture you, but if, following your Hippocratic oath, you ever consider easing someone's pain, feel free to just approach them with a suitable drug. You will see their pain receding before your very eyes. The sick fall asleep when they're close to recovery, don't they? Or when they're close to their ultimate rest. Still, helping the hopeless will grant you a good reputation. You will be seen as a benefactor willing to part with a precious sleeping draught, or a painkiller for a simple bystander. Anything else? No. No. Not yet. Show me the way to Simon's house. Turn left now. Then walk along the alley. You will see a cathedral and 3 mansions across Bridge Square. Simon lives in the one that is closest to the river. Thank you. Alright everyone, our tutorial's done. Let's begin. I absolutely love the atmosphere of this. Foggy. Creepy, big, burlap-wearing, bald, bug-eyed guy. Now, these 2 guys were the guys I was talking about. They killed me once long ago. We're gonna go ahead and talk to them. Hello? What do you want? This ain't your business. What is this creature? An Adam, duh. That's what they call them. Cattle breeders look like. Crude and unshapely and unfinished. Don't you know? Wherever you come from. An intruder, huh? Yes. I'm a visitor in this town. Who could have thought it's home to such creatures? The worm feels sick. Head packed, blood boiling, belly freezing. Let the worm warm up. Let him take a rest. Don't touch us. We're dangerous. I think he's telling it. Oh, I feel so bad. Look at the way we have to talk with him. I think he's saying he's sick, and that we will get sick if we bother him. That's some stench, you animal. How on earth do you even live like that? I'm not going to ask them to leave, because I believe they get really upset if you do so. Alright, so before we go left, I'm going to go right. And we're going to search, I think, these, because I remember searching them before, and then I went and talked to those guys, and then everything else is new. What do we have here? What is this? What is that? Empty bottle. Can be filled with spring water. The water is in high demand among the townsfolk, especially the drunkards, because it is good for quenching thirst. It's thought that water in the drinking fountain and water pumps comes from the town's springs, while water barrels carry water from the spring of Sagakadaga. Oh, hey, nice. We can fill our flask. What did we get? Oh, okay. We must have filled it with water. A razor, a straight razor, a fashionable trinket among the teenagers who like to show off to each other with an item of dubious standing in local morals. And another empty bottle. That's letting us know that an hour has already passed. Oh, we found 3 coins, it looks like. I saw them briefly in the upper left-hand corner. A pharmacy. Can we enter? Where am I on the map, by the way? Oh, I don't know where I am. That's interesting. Oh, yes, I do. Right here. Okay, so I am the arrow, and it shows my facing. Okay. I guess I have the things on the left, and he has the things on the right. Is time paused here? Let me check really quick. Sorry about that. Let me see. It's 7:06. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to hover over a few things and read them, and then we'll see what time it is. Protective gloves. Light gloves made of synthetic material that serve as a good repellent. Protect the hands from contact with infected surfaces and moderately against burns and grazing stabs. It's worth 270, durability 100. Muradorm, a painkiller, minus 25E. Rather than a sleeping drought. Restores a small amount of health. Over 3 seconds, I guess. Good for restoring strength during sleep. 5E per hour, 8S per hour. Sleep. It must be sleep and energy? Muradorm has a strong sedative effect and induces sleep even during excruciating pain. Lasts for 5 hours. Buttons. Time is paused while we do this. Right, good. What else do we have? Alpha tablets, an outdated immunity booster, only useful in very large doses that cause serious health damage. Some water. A tourniquet. A rubber tourniquet facilitates health recovery after a traumatic injury, stops bleeding, and immobilizes damaged tissue. We already read about the water. We picked up that razor. Kerosene. Kerosene is used for refilling the lamp. We have 1 empty bottle, our scalpel, and a razor. So he has Muradorm. If I wanted that, it's worth 165 each. Can I put it back? Alright, so left-clicking puts it up here. Right-clicking takes it away. I'm just curious as to how much these things cost. Okay, well, I don't know what's worth what at the moment. So, it's good to know there's a shop here, and they sell painkillers. Can I look at what's for sale here? No. So I guess only interacting with the shopkeeper will provide us with what's... we can't click on the shelves to see if he sells anything different. Hello, sir. Can we talk with you? Anything I can do for you? I'd be much obliged if you help me learn how to get around your town. There's more than one town here. The first one is called the Bull Project. The second one, the offspring of the project, is the districts. I mean, the residential part itself. Not so long ago, the town also dropped anchor across the river, but I wouldn't go so far as to call that part a District 2. It's just the polyhedron. The districts. A peculiar way to call the town itself. Well, it just sort of came to be that way. The Gullet and the Guzzle, the Gorkon's tributaries, divide the town into 3 parts. Each of them consists of many separate courtyards. So maybe that's the reason. What are those parts? The lower part, adjacent to the abattoir, is called Earth. The one between the Gullet and the Guzzle, we call the Knots. And the triangular promontory between the Guzzle and the Gorkon is the Stone Yard. That's intricate. What about the districts' names? The Stone Yard consists of 2 districts, the Bridge Square and the Atrium, plus the Mistress's Tombs, of course. Earth has 4 residential districts, the Skinners, the Tanners, the Hindquarters, and the Crude Sprawl. In the middle... Is something wrong? I'm just not sure you need any of this. The Knots have 7 districts, the Spleen, the Marrow, the Chine, the Backbone, the Mouth, the Flank, and the Gut. I don't suppose I need to go into further details. Surely the Canes will show you around. They're expecting you after all. Much obliged. So, this must be... Oh crap, and the names have immediately left my head, so much for that information. This is the area that has the 4 residential districts, then. Okay, well, we want to go... I guess, to Maria first. Where's my quest log? Do I have a log? Oh wow! Are these all the messages of the day? Wait, what is this? Oh, holy crap! Isidore Bruco's message. This is what we must have received in order to draw us here. My dear Bachelor Dankovsky. It was most disconcerting to learn that the powers that be have the intention of shutting down the laboratory that owes its fame largely to your own research in the field of thanatology. It is true that your detractors have rendered your studies scientifically stubborn. Rejoice, Bachelor. For there is an observable case that would quell the obscurants that reject the research of deaths, aging, and necrosis as a subject that lacks academic viability. This case, were you to document it, would go a long way towards restoring your reputation as a scholar. Okay, so we're a scientist. I guess we have some training in the doctoral arts. But it sounds like we do some research that would be considered not scientific. The subject in question is Simon Kane, who has ruled the town where I live for as long as I can remember. The man's longevity transcends the boundaries of what is plausible. It is phenomenal, no less, and I struggle to give an explanation of it with what scientific means I have at my disposal. Make no delay. There is a sensational discovery to be made here, a breakthrough that will not only save your laboratory, but also revivify your studies and greatly increase your scientific renown. Your humble servant and faithful colleague, Isidore Burka. P.S. I spoke to Simon on your behalf, and he has kindly agreed to facilitate your effort. Daring ideas and far-fetched projects are traditionally very well respected in our neck of the woods. That was a happy accident to pull that up. So there's a cathedral. Looks like we found a coin on the ground or something. Unless am I losing coins? Are they falling in my pockets? Nope. I guess we're just finding them randomly. Whose house is this? The brother. I thought I wanted. One second, everyone. I'm so sorry. Be right back. Okay, it's Q. So, what, do I have a today's quest? Other tasks? Oh, I didn't write down any of what the girl said. Alright, well, let's go visit the brother. If he's here. Hello.
If we conquer our passions, it is more from their weakness than from our strength.
The famous Dr. Dankovsky. Your arrival is a great honor for us. Victor Kane, at your service. Daniel Dankovsky, at yours. I foresee that the things that have become ordinary for us will probably make you feel uncomfortable and disturbed. I would like to compensate for that impression. You know, our small community has fallen out of the loop. Time leaves us behind. Don't worry.
What?
Gregory is waiting for you, my friend. He has news for you that you'll find surprising. I only ask one thing. Don't be too quick to reject his request. What does he want from me? He will explain it better himself. We put too many hopes in your arrival. The echo of these hopes has led him to offer you a rather intricate conundrum to solve. What is it? It's not exactly in your line of work, and yet, if we are to believe a certain source which we deem quite trustworthy, it would appear that you are the only person that can help our family. The reward will be fitting, of course. All right, I'll speak to Gregory. Maybe Maria is with Gregory there? So they're in the next building here. Are there any herbs you can pick up on the ground? It seems like they would have them around here. Oh, where's the door to enter this place? I guess on this side. You found 2 more coins in the grass. I think. Did we find 2 more coins? We did. Maria's not here? Can't take the sword. Maybe I'm not in the right house. Maybe I'm not in the right entrance to the structure. No, that was it. Did I miss a door again? Let's quick save. And check. Maybe there's a way upstairs I missed. Oh, hello. There is another room. Hello, Maria.
The Saburovs' wait is over. They've always wanted an heir.
That's interesting. You resemble an adventurer rather than a doctor. Appearances can be deceiving. I saw you in a dream. Don't flatter yourself. My desires have nothing to do with that. I simply saw you take us all by the throat. What else did you see in that dream? I'll tell you when I think I can trust you. I hope that happens soon.
What?
I have a lot to tell you, Bachelor Dankovsky, but I dare not until you meet my Uncle Gregory. Otherwise, he'll rip my tongue out for disclosing a secret. I'm looking for Simon. I know, but you will have to speak with the Gregory instead. They're twins, so you won't be too disappointed. Fine, where can I find him? Close at hand, just next door. Go to the wing that's closer to the river. Its roof is shaped like a crown. I'll be back soon. A broken water fountain. Guess I'll slip between the two buildings. Love the fog. This is wonderful. Absolutely love this. The theme is great. Reminds me of the town of Innsmouth from Dark Corners of the Earth. I'm not sure how you know when you can interact with something or not.
So the Saburovs have offered patronage to some changeling. Who is she?
Oh, he's talking about the girl. So I guess we are all here, all three of us. The three characters that were talking on the stage in the beginning, all three of them are in the town somewhere. Interesting. And we're seeing the view through Daniel's eyes. Most venerable doctor, it is with great impatience that we have been expecting you. You need not delve into the minutiae of your business with us, since our family is well acquainted with your scholarly work. We are also quite aware of the difficulties you were experiencing, and will prepare to do our utmost to support you. It hurts me all the more to be the one to inform you that Simon, my consanguineous brother, the creator, the keeper, and embodiment of all that surrounds us, has been murdered. I can't believe it. It cannot be. So the guy we are here to see, the one who has lived for an extremely long time, has been murdered. Wow. My brother was murdered last night under the strangest of circumstances. But for all the mystery surrounding his death, I'd rather eschew the notion that his departure was connected with whoever had visited Simon that evening. The visitor is a man of laudable rectitude and an old friend of our family. We are witnesses to testify that he and Simon did nothing but converse. Who was the visitor? Someone you know quite well. The man whom my brother saw last night was your colleague, Isidore Burka. Burka? Baraka? No, Baraka. Was he not the very person to advise you to come here as well? I would have told you that I'd been brought here by the hand of fate not so long ago. A naive man that I was. Isidore has done more than he thinks. I have a lingering feeling that time itself is using uncontestable powers to further its own intentions. What do you think? Categories like time, nature, and fate deprive man of responsibility for what goes on around him. I was taught to avoid this worldview. It could be that my mind is clouded by sorrow, but I cannot escape the feeling that your arrival was no coincidence. Your choice was made for you, my dear doctor. Let us not blame fate for it. Isidore wrote to you without making us aware. He took a risk that could have displeased our family. Really? Even though we were uncertain of when you would arrive, my brother was looking forward to meeting you. The tragedy may have been a consequence of the actions he took in preparation for your arrival. Someone has taken a powerful piece from the chessboard, a piece upon which your position here depended. It is doubly regrettable that Simon was playing on your side. So you presume the Queen knew of the blow and sacrificed itself for a pawn. But why? To grant you victory over death. Was it not your ultimate aspiration? To help you, Simon seems to have played a very dangerous game with fate itself. He went out of his way to provide you with a body of evidence. What did he do? It is of no importance to me what exactly he did. He took another leap for the stars and paid a terrible price for it. I repeat, he was murdered. The subject of importance here is the identity of the murderer. Everything has gone to ruin. I wish I could take vengeance upon the person who ripped the life from this man. Do you want to help us, Doctor? Find the murderer for us. My brother Victor, who is in the wing next door, would share some of his thoughts on the matter. Help us, and the reward will not disappoint you. We're not an investigator. We're not a detective. We're a doctor. But the second answer I have here sounds very selfish. I should probably make up my mind what type of doctor I'm going to play at the moment. We'll try the first doctor, or maybe the first several doctors. We'll try to be a nice doctor rather than a selfish doctor. Indeed. It seems there are too many coincidences. Your brother's murder can just as well be called the murder of Bachelor Danvosky. I will help you in every way I can. I am convinced that if there is anyone at all that can help us solve this puzzle, then it is you. This mission calls for someone as astute and inventive as yourself. If Isidore was an instrument of fate, then Simon's murder is a message that fate intended for you personally. Do not think I am inclined to blame you for that. I am not. How do you plan to look for the murderer? We will take our own measures. The only thing I expect from you is to be yourself. Do only what you think is required. Whatever you find out, whatever you do, whatever your day turns into, everything is a clue to the solution of this puzzle. I repeat, everything that is happening here is happening on your account. You have my sympathy. The mansion of Gregory, Kane, Simon's brother, the Crucible. So, we'll go back and talk to Victor, and then we'll go back and talk to Maria. We updated my journal. Today's quest, in pursuit of a killer. To find out who killed the immortal Simon... Actually, what time is it? Oh, wow. We should probably stop. Sorry, we haven't done anything. Let's talk to Victor, and then we'll call the session. My goodness, you've been playing for almost an hour already. Hello, miss. You're staring at us. We'll talk to you. Hello. Anything I can help you with? No, thank you. Everything feels so dreary. I love it.
If we conquer our passions, it is more from their weakness than from our strength.
Gregory has told me everything, which is to say he told me very little, but it was enough to astound me. He maintains that you can provide a more detailed account. So, you have agreed to help us. I have. May I ask why? That's a good question. Which of these would make sense for us? The killer's goals seem to align astonishingly well with the goals of those who have been waging war against my work for years. This hints that by bringing us here, they decided to, whoever, if there is in fact, I guess it's the powers that be, decided to kill him to stop us from actually finding a solution. Here, our work has been ruined. We will ruin the life of the person who killed Simon. Or a challenge. We share a tragedy. I want to extract vengeance upon the one that robbed me and my work of a future. I'm prepared to answer any questions you may have. When was Simon last seen? He sent Isidore home. Then, an hour later, he came to this hall to see us. He announced his plans to withdraw to the Focus and receive no one. He told us not to approach the Focus and to fast for a week, partaking of neither meat nor water. Then, in the morning, he was found dead. Could he have been poisoned? No. He hadn't eaten or drunk anything for several days, and prior to that, he'd only drunk wine from the old household stock. He would open the bottles himself. What made him take such precautions? I've never really thought about it. Indeed. But were they precautions at all? He was always conducting experiments on himself. Not only on his body, but on his time, his language, his way of thinking. Even his fate. Could his death have been the outcome of one such experiment? I think, between you and me, that this is precisely what my brother Gregory fears. I can say nothing more about that. How was the body discovered? The servants discovered him in the morning. The room had been ransacked. Everything that was breakable had been broken. His disfigured, contorted body bore signs of terrible suffering. His neck was twisted, his spine broken, I think. No one has touched the body. It is currently inside the Focus and will remain there for the prescribed amount of time. What's this Focus place? It's hard to explain. It's his study, if you will. An extraordinarily spacious creative laboratory, almost perfectly sealed off, except for the door that was visible at all times, metaphorically speaking. I don't understand. Oh, it's like an equation, or a mirror puzzle. Anyway, the murderer could not have been hiding there. Take my word for it. Well, Simon did get in there somehow. He could perform far more impressive feats. There's a reason why the whole town revered him. I'm not going to be insulting. Alright. So how can I help you? Just take a look around. Trust your intuition. Do whatever you like. Speak to whomever you feel the need to. Look for the murderer, doctor, and you will find them. Keep looking to the last breath. I'm sure your rational thinking will help you. So Isidore is the only lead. How can I find him? I'll show you, but you must be careful. Simon's murderer, whoever they are, could not be an ordinary person. I can't imagine them even being a person. I fear it could only be fate, wearing the guise of a mysterious monster. I don't believe in fate. This is where Isidore Berga lives, the man who had brought me to this remote place. He is the last person that saw Simon Kane alive. Quite a walk.
Perhaps old Gimsky is setting a trap for this newly arrived Haruspex.
Oh, there's no need to worry. Okay. The Haruspex was the other gentleman that we heard about. That's right, that was talking at the stage in the beginning. Alright, everyone, well, we haven't done much, but we will stop here. It is 8 o'clock? It's 8 o'clock. 2 hours have already passed. We have... Okay, well, we'll summarize what's occurred in the beginning of the next video. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.